Hey folks, Levi here once again. Welcome back to another video. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on favorite episodes of Justice League Season 1. Now, finishing up with Justice League. Oh, this is my Justice League shirt, by the way. Hmm, Only one I got. And now I'm giving my thoughts. If you've seen my community posts, always pay attention to my community posts, folks, on my channel. Remember, subscribe to the one. Thank you for the 111 subs, guys. Thank you so much. You know, 5 months on this channel, I've already made it to 111 subs. Thank you, guys. Hopefully keep on going strong. Now, remember, sorry, I just have to keep saying it. Now remember, the masked profile picture. Sorry, I'm just a little, I get impatient with the internet sometimes, with technology. That's just me. Yeah. So remember this channel right here. So tell your friends about it, your family about it. I appreciate it. Remember this channel right here with the masked profile picture. This is my new channel. But I have shared my other videos, and I will continue to share my other videos from my other channel. But do not subscribe to that channel. That's for the one that has the Batman Mask of the Phantasm profile picture on it. Just stick to the one with the mask profile picture. Also pay attention to my community posts. If I say something or if I have like a new job coming up, which I might, I'm praying hopefully, just pay attention to that community post. Instead of doing a video about it or wasting time probably doing a vlog video, I can probably say it in a community post or something like that. So always pay attention to my community post for updates on my channel or if I have to say something about hours changing because of a job, if I get a job here soon, trying to, I'm gonna try. But I know Thanksgiving weeks, folks, so and it's okay, a lot of people don't watch this video, but again, always pay attention to my community post. I've uploaded two community posts for videos that I'm going to do. Two more videos I'm going to do that are Christmas videos, not superhero related videos. So, yeah. Anyway, just wanted to give those heads up. So, thank you for the 111th subs. So, let's keep it up. Thank you guys. Alright, guys. Here's my thought. This video is called My Thoughts on Favorite Episodes of Justice League Season 2, which I thought was a good season. I'm not going to say it's better than the first season. I enjoyed both first seasons. It just sucks that the show didn't get 3 seasons like I think it deserved. But this, you know, some cool artwork here. Batman, Superman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Hawk Girl, and Martian Manhunter. And these are the episodes. Yes. Yeah, that way it's just one down, just two, three, and four. That way it's not confusing. Actually, I'm gonna keep that just in case. But anyway, what this season of Justice League Season 2 is about is that Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, and Hawkgirl, they all have superpowers. Doesn't make these heroes immune to human nature. Deep-rooted feelings of mistrust and insecurity surface and plague the League, causing internal strife and leaving them vulnerable to attacks from their enemies. But one of their but when one of their own commits the ultimate betrayal, and the spoilers are here, it could be the end of the Justice League and Earth forever. So they fight more villains here. You have, of course, Darkseid in here. You have Lex Luthor again. You have a future that could possibly happen for the Justice League becoming Justice Lords if they were ever to turn bad, you know, or became killers, how the Earth would be, you know, or and I'll spoil it'll be spoilers in this. So if you have not seen Justice League season 2 or any of the Justice League animated cartoons, I mean animated show, if you've never seen the animated show or any of the episodes, don't watch this video. Don't spoil it for yourself. So I'm just giving you a heads up, and I do have the episodes written down for season 2. And guys, after this, it'll be a while for me to talk about TV shows because the next TV show I'll be talking about will be starting with the Arrowverse, and that will be Arrow, starring Stephen Amell. But that won't happen probably till 2026 because remember, I got the rest of the 2000s reviews, I got 2010s reviews, uh, and 2010's Arrow superhero reviews, and 2020 as reviews. It depends on what I stop at, but it'll be probably 2020. I'm hoping. I don't want to try to make it 2030s yet. But anyway, let's get started. So remember, this is just my opinion of my favorite episodes of the show. First episode that's my favorite is Twilight Part 1 and 2, which I thought was a really good episode. The episode starts off on this unpleasant with Steppenwolf, who's being under attack from a large number of ships, basically led by Brainiac. And you have Darkseid, who was voiced by the great Michael Ironside, who, of course, voiced the character in Superman the animated series, and he was in Smallville. You see, Michael Ironside was in Total Recall, Starship Troopers. I think he was also in Top Gun, but great actor in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. Darkseid tries to do this attack. Well, yeah, but this attack happens. He has a son, Calabog, who was one of the characters that is his son that tries to. I think there was an episode where he tries to impress Darkseid, his father, and you know, Darkseid is so very strong. He's tall. He's powerful. He's basically, he's the leader of Apocalypse. He's like the god of it. And Steppenwolf, or one of the characters, like says you should have, that was an impulse decision, a stupid decision you made. And he's like, these beams come out. Nobody questions my decisions. Nobody. And he burns them and kills them. You have Hawk Girl watching, watching a video of Hawks. John Jones comes in, talks to her about it, how she's feeling. Just the Justice League, just saving the Earth, just keeping the Earth safe and stuff. Still having the Watchtower, which is in space. Then after, you know, he was warned not to be involved in this fight, talking about, the High Father who is from this world or whatever, this perfect world or whatever, kind of like heaven, like paradise. Tells Darkseid to back off. Meanwhile, Darkseid's dealing with the aftermath after killing one of his own men. You have Brainiac's ship that attacks Apocalypse, and he basically, but with Darkseid, there will be spoilers in here as well. So Hawkgirl explains to how she arrived on Earth to John Jones, Martian Manhunter. She shot a group of criminals to the base, and they use some sort of practice open her, sending her to Earth. John Jones sympathizes, knowing that most of the Justice League members are either exiles of one of the last of their kind. And of course, John Jones is the last of Morris. Then suddenly an alarm sounds in the tower. We have Hawkgirl and John Jones meet up with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. This is unknown energy. Unknown energy. It's a boom tomb. Well, yeah, like a portal almost, basically. And Darkseid comes in there. Yeah, Darkseid comes in there like, "Hello, Kello. Been a long time." And first thing Superman wants to do is just Superman's like, "Apocalypse," and then Superman starts punching him like this, and he nearly breaks it back to her. So Batman tells Wonder Woman and John Jones, back him off, and they do. Yeah, and their last battle was that Superman did it because Superman the animated series, Volume 3, if you've seen that, what happened was Darkseid took over Superman's mind. He made him, take over Earth. He made him do some bad things, really made it mess with his mind. And Superman took it really personal, and he had a bit of a battle with him. So Superman does not like him at all, because he's an enemy of his as well. But Darkseid goes to explain that he needs his help. He says that the Apocalypse is under attack by Brainiac. He had no choice but to ask for their help, and that Brainiac will kill them all. And Superman says, he's going to kill your planet. Good. And Darkseid's like, well, if you change your mind, just let me know. And they're like, you're going to let people die just because you don't like this guy? Hawkgirl says. And he's like, no, I'm not helping him. And Batman's like, so you know what? He took over your mind. He did all this to you. He's like, cry me a river. Get over it. We need to do the right thing here. Help him out. Just get over yourself. Which Batman has a point. But I do kind of get Superman's point as well. Why he doesn't want to help him. Why he can't really trust Darkseid. He's not really That's just where they kind of got me. He's, a monster that always has a backup plan or has something planned dirty up his sleeve, And Superman knows that. Brainiac is a character he was a machine. In the Superman animated series, he destroyed Krypton. Well, not destroyed, but left them and said, "Bye, goodbye, Krypton. See you later." All he needs is he visits other planets. He kills the people on there because he wants the information. He wants to be intelligent. So he's just a machine that keeps on going to planets, wiping out planets. Now he's going for Apocalypse. But Superman's still suspicious of Darkseid, of course. Superman, Hawkgirl, and John Jones arrive. Uh, they arrive on the they arrive on Apocalypse. They fight the army, and there's the moments where Darkseid's like, "You fool!" to Superman, but Superman doesn't listen to him. So you got a better idea, and he's got this high beam weapon that they can use. Superman goes in there and fights with Brainiac a little bit, but he's got like this force shield Superman can't get into, so he uses it to attack Brainiac. Batman and Wonder Woman though travel to New Genesis. It's a place called New Genesis by Boom 2. They want to listen to Ryan's help in stopping Brainiac. They get attacked by this guy who smacks Wonder Woman in the butt. Not kidding. But Batman's able to use his cape to get him, and Wonder Woman grabs him, and Orion says, "Let him go." Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention they come up. They have to face a creature, and nearly get devoured. But of course, they defeat the creature with a guy who calls himself Forger. He's a bug. He's one of the lower class citizens of Genesis. In this episode ends with them getting attacked. Them going to the shield. It ends on a cliffhanger. Each episode ends on a cliffhanger usually. But then when we get into part two, Superman, John Jones, and Hawkgirl, they can't control that this javelin has been removed, and then they meet Brainiac on his throne, sitting there. And Superman, Brainiac offers Superman a chance again to join him in carrying out the legacy of Krypton, calling him a perversion of Krypton. Superman refuses. Superman's like, because he says you can have your parent. He shows him a picture of his parents on the screen, saying that we can have Krypton, reboot Krypton again. And Superman's like, Brainiac, go to, and before he says go to hell, he almost says it, but Brainiac kind of cuts him off and creates all these versions of stuff that they fight off. They destroy Brainiac's body. Brainiac is, though, of course, is a machine, so he's able to program himself within the asteroid itself. But then you get back on New Genesis, where Highfather is with a group of children, instructing them of their gardening. But they meet Orion, who's voiced by Ron Perlman, who, of course, you know Ron Perlman. He played a superhero himself, an anti-gun hero. I would say that was Hellboy. This, however, he takes them outside the garden and discuss further. Explaining what's happening on Apocalypse is that we're actually just mounting an army to destroy Darkseid once and for all. But Harper reminds him that no, we don't need to do that. You back off right now. And Orion doesn't want to listen. He's just mad because I think his father is Darkseid. Highfather says to consult the source before committing any further action, but Orion doesn't want to wait. Orion wants to leave, and Batman and Wonder Woman's like, he told you to wait, and he's like trying to stop me. Meanwhile, Superman, Hawk Girl, and John Jones are fighting over the machines, and Darkseid arrives, using a boom tube portal and attacks the League. And Darkseid tells Brainiac that he has kept his promise to deliver Superman Brainiac's hands, which he wants, but in exchange for Apocalypse, Superman will be, he'll spare Apocalypse, but Brainiac wants Superman. But like I said, he kind of, Darkseid has a backup plan. As Brainiac starts extracting DNA from Superman, Darkseid places his mother box on Brainiac's central control console, program Brainiac to serve Darkseid. And he wants to attack New Genesis. He wants to take it over because Apocalypse, Darkseid likes to come over and rule over worlds too and take over worlds as well. He just needed the Justice League to help him to get in there and you know and basically betrays Brainiac. Yeah. And New Genesis is about to get attacked. They have to invade the city. Brainiac has no, so he's basically making Brainiac be his servant, and he has him attack John Jones and Hawkgirl while Superman is in a trap. Batman and Wonder Woman, Ryan immediately goes for Darkseid. Batman smashes the Campbell, smashes the console. The Justice League gets rid of the Superman stays behind though. Batman tells him to go away, and he's like fool. He's like idiot. And basically, Superman, as Orion's about to get his butt kicked by Darkseid, Darkseid shows up. Superman puts up a good fight. Darkseid's able to fight back, of course, and Superman nearly comes close to wanting to kill him. Superman is this close. He tells Batman, "Get out of here now, leave!" He even pushes Batman out of the way, strong enough to do it, of course. And he's like, "Leave!" And Superman's almost preparing to actually kill Darkseid until Batman grabs him, pushes the button, which way they can open the boom tube, the portal, to get back. Darkseid smears those, saying, "He's like idiot. He could have finished me off." The Justice League meet the High Father and Light Ray, and they bring Orion, even though Orion's hurt. But Superman is not so sure that it does. Brainiac's ship is blown up, but he is thinking that Brainiac and Darkseid could still survived it. Looking to the stars, though, John Jones hopes that one day Hawkgirl will find her place. Grateful for John's friendship, Hawkgirl responds, "Someday." But it was a good episode. I like seeing Darkseid and Brainiac work together and then betray each other. It's a good episode. It was entertaining. You know, to see Superman get angry and almost cross that line about to kill Darkseid and what he went through. You know, I know y'all think Superman's all lighthearted, but Superman can be angry too. When you make him angry, piss him off in the wrong way, he could probably crush you. You know, you know. We do see a bit of a dark side to Superman in this season as well. But anyway, that was Twilight Part 1 and 2. And next one is favorite episodes is Tabula Rasa. Remember, they're in part one and two, by the way. These episodes. Tabula Rosa. Yeah. You have the opening with Lex Luthor fighting the Justice League, and he's wearing his like exosuit that he can fight with the Justice League. It gets damaged by Superman though, and Hawkgirl. He tries to get away. Superman nearly catches him, but he uses it to with the exosuit though he can have kryptonite in it to attack Superman. But as the Justice League overwhelm him and his suit's getting damaged and he can't fight them anymore, he tries to fly away. Because Superman's chasing him, he blows up a ship nearly so that the League will save it. So desperate, he goes to flee LessCorp. He begs his former assistant Mercy Graves. Mercy Graves was his, of course, lady. Well, not his lady, but she was his bodyguard. She protected Lex. She knew about his schemes and all that. She's now the company's CEO for help. But however, though, Mercy shows no pity for him. She gets a bit too close to Luthor and loses. And I was like, "No, you're dying. Good. I get your company then." Then he grabs Mercy, like, chokes her, and tells her, "Where's this doctor? This Professor Ivo?" But she tells him that she fires. Like, "Why'd you fire him?" I'm like, "Well, he lives there. There's his address." But shortly afterwards, that's where Les goes because he needs to get better. Because remember, he's sick from the kryptonite that he used, green kryptonite that's poisoned him, give him cancer nearly. Superman, Batman and Superman pay Mercy a visit and order her to inform them if Luthor contacts her. Lex does arrive at Professor Ivo's house, but finds his dead body, his corpse. They must have finally got him. But he comes across this android named Amazo, who does not kill Luthor, but shows concern over his Ivo's health. But since he's naive, to protect somebody, Lex Luthor's able to form like a friendship, a bond with him, and he has him steal some few canisters. Trying that though, he confronts his hot girl. And think about Amazon, he's a machine, but he's this machine that when he looks at you, he looks at hot girl and he can get her powers. He gets wings like her, the mace, and attacks her. They fight, and he goes back to the tells Luthor for the fuel. Luthor tells Amazon about a lie about how the League and his evil enemies must be crushed. That man was this one story of a man who owned a great business, was going to do great things to the world until the League interrupted that. Amazon vows to destroy the League and protect Luthor at all costs. And you say this is what the character looks like when he gets their powers. John Jones scans all Metropolis though. Superman and Batman ask him to, but meanwhile doing this though, John Jones, hears too much of it, gets opens the whole pathway, and in his telekinesis that he can know our minds, and it just drives him crazy. He goes to the woods and says, "John, are you okay?" Superman says, "Leave me alone," and turns back into his marching form. But later in the episode, he find, well, sorry, going a little too fine. Amazon fights with Hawkgirl again, along with Green Lantern, Flash, and Wonder Woman, who he gains their powers as well. He gives Flash's speed, Wonder Woman's strength, and Lantern's power ring by just looking at them. And he tells Superman, "Do not enter here. If he looks at you, we're done." But Amazon quickly fights with Superman. He loses Superman and gains Superman's powers. And he gets the android advances on the Man of Steel and looks at Superman and gains his powers. And the episode ends there. Then we get into part two of the episode. Superman puts up a fight. They fight in the air a little bit. They have like a heat vision battle, kind of, but Superman's able to defeat him eventually. Well, almost. Superman nearly does get killed, but Batman he shakes the bat. Like, you have no powers. But Batman pulls out a piece of kryptonite that weakens him because he has Superman's powers. He's like, if you got our strength, then you got our weaknesses too. He flees into the sewers and heads back to Ivo's home, where he gets to meet Mercy. He tries to flirt with Mercy a little bit. But Mercy comes to Ivo's place. Dr. Luthor warn him that the Justice League are on him. They go to this garage somewhere outside Metropolis. Amazo questions Luthor's motives and why he wants the League gone. Luthor plays the ill, innocent fool and tricks Amazon once again. He's like, I will destroy the Justice League once and for all. Mercy warns Luthor about tricking that powerful creature, but Luthor doesn't listen. Blows it off. And Luthor says, well, I have a card. Trump, an ace up my sleeve, a card. This detonator bomb that when he presses it, he can destroy Amazon. John Jones is in the woods, upset. You know, why they defeating humanity. Humanity seems so bad. But then he realizes there's a missing girl. He scans their minds, but some of them don't know her. And he's inspired by this. This is inspired him to become a hero again. He brings, then, Martian Manhunter, he finds the girl and brings her to safety, which was a sweet moment. And Wonder Woman gets to find him and she gives him a hug for it. Amazo locates the League and they battle him once again. Batman tries to use kryptonite, but he's like, it doesn't work. And he just punches Batman out. Luthor and Amazon take down the entire League. Though John Jones arrives using a different approach. He lets him misuse his powers, but with all these powers, you know, again, remember, John Jones is telekinesis. He can read your mind. And he reads Luthor's mind that Luthor was lying to him. Luthor can hide the truth by not speaking it, but when he really reads Luthor's mind, Lex is like, destroy them. You can destroy them now. He's like, you're betraying me. You lied to me. You're not, you know. But he's about to tap Luthor, but Luthor uses it and blows his head off by you pushing that bomb button. But he uses John Jones' shifting ability to regrow it. The scorned android tears into Luthor, destroys his suit. Luthor begs for mercy at the last moment. Amazon observing Luthor in the League says the Earth has nothing left to offer him anymore. So he turns off his eyes to the stairs, to the stars, and he flies away. Yeah, Luthor, and then Luthor returns to prison. Mercy receives an angry call from Luthor telling her, "Give me the best lords, give me the best lords in town," and all that. Mercy has finally had enough, and she just hangs up on him like, "Bye bye." Yeah, but good episode in my opinion. I like the Amazon character was cool. He was a good villain, but he was a machine that was just misled, you know. And Hell X wanted revenge and almost came close to killing the League. But it was an interesting episode, really good episode. So anyway, all right. Then my next favorite episode, part two episodes is remember 2 parts. Is Only a Dream, part one and two. We're in 29 minutes. Okay. Well, it opens up with a character named John D. He basically, he's having a dream of building this machine and taking out just like him and Superman. And Lex Luthor and Joker is on the ground. He's like, John D's our friend, yeah. He took out the League, but you realize he's just dreaming. He's a combat striker only because in the penitentiary he's a guinea pig for experiments. Advice that gives the subject sensory something with their mind, but he's eager to use more of that machine. But the nurse says, no, that could destroy melt somebody's mind. But John D sees that get out of power. He gets turned down his parole. But more bad news is that when his wife, Penny, or ex-wife, I should say, tells him, John, I can't stay with you no more. I moved on. There's somebody else. I'm sorry. He's like, you can't do this to me. No, no. You know. Then his chance comes up when a prison riot breaks out. So when inmates come out during the riot, he breaks into the laboratory and turns on the machine, to maximum. He's in a catatonic state. The League is spraying dash. You have Firefly, Volcano. If y'all remember Volcano, she's Superman's nemesis. She was in Superman Nemesis. Firefly, of course, is Batman's enemy. Garfield Lens. Yeah, Firefly didn't have any powers, but he can fly. Has this jetpack that he can fly and shoots a flamethrower. Yeah, they fight Green Lantern and stuff. Batman and Green Lantern. Batman's able to put up a good fight though, and Green Lantern puts him in his ring. It has a ball where he can put him in his ring because he can do the ring with his mind, do anything, make a ball or anything with it, and then passes them out. And the League get Copperhead and Granny, take them out. Batman yawns a little bit when they take him back to Shirker's Island. Batman hasn't been sleeping 3 days. He doesn't sleep much tonight. Batman spends his nights, of course, fighting crime. And they're told that John D has escaped, and Green Lantern figures, well, he's just a nobody. He's not much of a threat. We can catch him. Batman's determined to track him down just in case. That night, though, D is watching the house Penny shares with her new man. Looks over with anger and jealousy. Through his telepathy and his new powers, he appears in her dreams, adopting a new terrifying appearance and names himself Dr. Destiny. He's like, you're crazy, and he looks kind of like Dr. Doom, but instead of metal in his body, he's just got these claws and a skeleton face, which looks pretty creepy. Penny shows that she begins to sleep and screaming. Her man is unable to wake her. She has to be taken to the hospital. Superman, Flash, John Jones, Lantern every capture the many escapees. Hawkgirl nearly breaks down inside a trap made of shrinking by Luminous, but showing that she's sorry. They call it a night, so they go to sleep. Superman, Clark Kent goes to his apartment to sleep. Yeah, then you have Hawkgirl and Flash who fall asleep. And John D wants revenge against the League. Now known as Dr. Destiny. As Wesley falls asleep, Dr. Destiny chuckles that sees the perfect opportunity to strike. So he's going to attack them, kind of like Freddy Krueger in a way. Yeah, and then we get into part two. So this is what the character looks like. They should use this character in live action. They should. Sorry. Batman quickly calls the other members, but they're already asleep. He tells them, "What do we do? Don't sleep." But then we get into part two. Flash is trapped in this world where he's moving so quickly that everything stands still, and he's all alone. He's by himself. Superman's powers increase though when he sees Lois. He's like, his heat vision goes off. He's burning everything. He's getting bigger, and he's like, "See, friend, Jimmy Olsen." He's like, "Jimmy," and then tries to hug Jimmy, but crushes him. You know, including like I said, Lois Lane kills Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Perry White in his dream. John Stewart is trapped in a world where he's beyond with the power ring, and he is annihilated from his loved ones. Hawkgirl gets trapped in a coffin, buried alive after having her wings restrained. Batman's able to find his hideout, and he contacts Batman, telling that they got to get the League out of this because his wife Penny just died, and Batman isn't really sleeping himself. He sees almost like he's driving the Batmobile, and he sees Dr. Destiny. He's like, "Oh!" almost wrecks. Gets into a wreck almost. And he's like, come on, aren't you feeling sleepy? Doctor tries to get him sleep. So Batman, does his best to stay awake. Drinks a lot of coffee. Goes to a place, orders coffee. Excuse me. But John D was arrested. He was a electrical employee arrested in the warehouse for guarding a supply of smuggled weapons. After a sweep by the league, John Jones, one by one, meets his teammates, tells them, starting with the Flash, tells them it's not real. He saves Flash, Superman, and Green Lantern. But he gets frozen by Flash's nightmare. He manages to give enough information to the speedster to realize that he simply has to slow his heartbeat, and Flash does. Dr. Destiny attempts to stop them, taunts Superman's dream world. Dr. Destiny turns himself into a giant, but they do defeat him. Hawkgirl's still trapped, and they have to save her. Batman tracks John D down to the warehouse. He's supposed to know that he can enter Batman's mind, but Batman keeps him by humming Vereshaka. Batman's like, Vereshaka, Vereshaka. And he's like, He can't probably. And he's like, what is that annoying noise you're doing? He's like, Batman's doing it, because it keeps his mind straight and his mind to stay awake, and it keeps Dr. Destiny out of his brain. And it helps Batman get out of illusion. D attacks Batman hand to hand. Tries to stab him with it instead of trying to get Batman to sleep. And Batman fights with him, and so Destiny attacks himself and falls unconscious. Hawkgirl, and they defeat him, and he's sent to jail. Hawkgirl awakens, sees the rest of the League gathered around her smiling, except for a tired Batman who was snoring and nearby sleeping, which Batman deserves to sleep, because he did save the League, along with John Jones, of course, because he defeated Dr. Destiny. He lies alone in the infirmary at Stryker's catatonic, humming for a Striker over and over again. Basically just constantly out of his mind. But a good episode. I didn't think I would like this episode, but I really did. Dr. Destiny was a pretty cool character, interesting villain. Definitely a character I would like to see in live action in a DC movie. That'd be cool. Yeah. All right. Another favorite of mine is called Maid of Honor, Part One and Part Two. Yeah. This episode opens with Princess Diana, Wonder Woman. She goes to this party in Paris, and of course, being Wonder Woman, she gets these people taking pictures of her and stuff. Until Bruce Wayne walks up and has a dance with her. And they don't know, of course, Bruce Wayne is Batman, but they share a dance together. There's a bit of a romance building up between Wonder Woman and Batman. And she only did it because she wants to get on more. She's trying to have some fun. But then all of a sudden, during their nice dance, these terrorists drop in through the ceiling. They try to kidnap this Princess Audrey. She's easily thrown to Cosnia. And of course, Wonder Woman Diana saves her. Audrey thanks Diana, and she invites her to spend the evening with her just to go clubbing for the night, and they do. First, it doesn't really work out, them clubbing and stuff. And Batman interrogates his burglar late that night, though. This someone from Star Labs, these burglars they try to steal something from Star Labs. He's like, "Good, you can talk." So Batman starts to interrogate the burglar, and Batman's like, "I can understand you, and I will." Diana goes for the tail. He informs her that the burglary was captain a special force officer, part of a team that has been stealing classified weapons. Diana confronts Audrey about it. serves that she knew her father, who was the king of Cadnia, and she is said to be, of course, the queen or princess of Cadnia. Well, she has to be queen. She has to marry a man, of course. Diana believes her and apologizes, and you know she invites Diana to her engagement party. She meets her fiance, who is Vandal Savage, who, if you remember in the first season, when they were in World War II, he was trying to take over the world, and he basically says that was his grandfather. But he's Vandal Savage the third, that he was his grandfather. He's not his grandfather, but Diana thinks that's still the same. And it is actually because Vandal Savage is immortal. Yeah. But in space, a team of Kesney operates, boards their space station, takes the crew hostage, and Vandal Savage has the king poisoned. Audrey flees home. Here's the news. She flees to interrupt their plane and warn Audrey, but she gets knocked out by a sonic blast from Savage's henchman, Chronovox, who literally, speaks very loud to her. He's got like this voice box that when it's like a sonic boom that comes out of his mouth. Audrey says that she needs to assume the throne. And after one woman was killed and attacked, then the episode ends there. Then we get into part two. Diana wakes in this farmhouse. Diana goes there in a rage, followed by the Batwing. Uh, she throws a tank to the waiting service and denies it. Before she can attack or do anything, tell me Phantom Savage is Vandal Savage like shoots her, knocks her out. Doesn't kill Wonder Woman, but they tie her up. Audrey becomes queen. She finds him messing around the castle, and she finds him immediately onset his plan. Aurora broadcasts. Here's just her that he's gonna kill a bunch of people that he wants to be like king of the world or whatever. That's what Savage's plan is. Then he tells her that he is Vandal Savage. You know, he's like, I'm not my grandfather. I'm Vandal Savage. I'm, you know, this year old. Some of the Justice League team members, The Flash, John Jones, and Green Lantern, head for the space station. They get shot down by the defenses. Savage smiles. He tells her, in fact, he's over 25,000 years old. That 25,000 years ago, a meteor fell to Earth, bathing him. The only one he touches that it come to his trial. I guess he was a caveman basically in those days. Touched it, then he understood his destiny to become the ruler of the world. Audrey, trying to maintain her pose, reminds him that she is still the queen of the heir to the throne. Savage rejoins that he's taking advantage of that by marrying her by poisoning the king. She just cut him with her nails, but he heals up. Kind of like Wolverine. They take her down. They arrest her. Green Lantern's ring has. Well, she did talk to Diana earlier about it, but she's like, Diana, you're just out of your mind, crazy. Green Lantern's ring has John Flash himself safe from the explosion. They go to retake. They board the station and retake it. Batman frees Wonder Woman, but he has to sneak around a bit, and he has to take them out. He does, and him and Batman and Wonder Woman fight. They have to smile at each other. Diana uses Audrey's earplugs from the guy that has the voice box with the boom that was on it, boom that comes his mouth, and she's like, "That's enough words out of you," and knocks him out. Batman knocks Savage out. Not before Savage intends a meteor strike. Neither they got this railgun. It said they used the fire gun to hit the palace. The asteroids hit. The weapon hits them, and instead of suicide, the rest of the League evacuate the space station. And this is when you have Savage rise from the rubble. Yeah. And teases Batman. Oh, well, wait a minute. Archie's Gar, she's like, and he comes up and he's like, Archie's Gar sees him and they drag him away. Talking about Vandal. They basically they're probably gonna torture him, but they can't kill Savage. But they can torture him and all that, so keep him in jail. But at the end, Diane teases Batman, saying that they never finished the damage. Batman says, "What are you talking about?" She smiles. If you say so. But still, they still go dancing together. Yeah, and the episode is a good episode. I like seeing Wonder Woman hanging out and partying, and some funny moments of that, and her making a friend, you know. And Vandal Savage coming back. It was a great villain in my opinion. Yeah, but really good episode. But that was Maid of Honor, part 1 and 2. Right. Now my next favorite episode is Hearts and Minds, part 1 and 2. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hearts and Minds, part 1 and 2. I didn't think I liked this episode at first. First I didn't start to like it, but it grew on me. I actually started to like it. But this is where you have some of the Green Lantern Corps. They have leadership of Kamatai. They end up back in the cave. You have Kilowog and the other Green Lanterns who you've seen from the Blackest Night episode with this lady who is Kachimata. She's like the leader. Galactus and that attempt to break out, but they're killed in action. Yamata orders Kilowog to escape. She's like, order this in order. Get out of here now. John Stewart and Hawkgirl, meanwhile, are making some repairs. Kilowog gets away. They have this identified object coming towards Earth. Hawkgirl and Flash and John Jones head for it. Go see what it is. Reaches the impact. John finds it's Kilowog. Barely alive, Kilowog manages to tell John that they got Tomato. Ray passes out. John tells the League to take care of Kilowog because that by himself he goes to find her. John 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 is able to heal Kilowog at the infirmary. Kilowog says that the unit was trying to stop the League of the Third Eye, the Legion of the Third Eye, a, a fanatic cult led by one Despero, Kalinar Despero, who is actually voiced by Keith David. Desperate forces were powered by something that arrived, even the energy of the lanterns. Kilowog also explains that the only was Kimata to John's that Kamata, she was John's trainer with the Green Lantern Corps. She taught him how to fight and how to be a Green Lantern. But they were another thing involved for a time as well. And maybe this sparks a bit of jealousy in Hawkgirl, who has feelings for John Stewart. Kilowog is fit for duty, but he says he has to recharge his ring. So Flash helps him out with that. They go to his apartment. They get the power battery for the ring. Meanwhile, Leslie attacks them, and Kilowog is able to find the battery for the ring, gets it, and they run out of there. But that was a funny moment. John goes to Renner 7. He remains with the G-Class cruiser. His rings over track Kumatal. John, protects one of the Valerian who doesn't want to give him information, just runs. So John starts to go undercover. Oh, damaging Kilowog eats a whole bunch of ice cream in his mouth, takes the box in the ice cream and eats it, and he takes a VHS tape of Old Yeller and eats it. That I thought was funny. John checks, puts a bunch of her living quarters. He finds the ring, but two guards subdue and knock him out. They take him to the roadhouse. Then he meets Desperado, who's leader of the Legion. Desperado explains that once he was an outcast for his third eye. While traveling to the desert, he was assaulted by robbers and was saved by the flame of Petar. The Petar were told that Desperado was leader in Kilano into a paradise. Using the powers, Desperado took control of Kilano, and Desperado now intends to spread the glory of it through the universe. John has heard enough and attacks. Desperado's empowers are quite formidable. He's like, we were all supposed to feel sorry for you. So, Green Lantern tries to attack him, but he loses. Komato orders her to sacrifice John to the Patriarch, and she complies. Takes John to the essential room, revealing that they meet a massive fire. They throw him in there. But he ends up being saved, though, because they transport him. You have of course, Resistance, who are against Desperado and his ways. But Green Lantern Komatai, she intercedes John. He's over to see her, but she punches him with the right hook. She chastises from nearly blowing her cover. Komatai explains that the Resistance they helped her escape. They rescued her, and she went undercover palace as a princess, kind of like priceless. She knows that Despero is using a massive force for conquest. Doesn't know the specific plans. John gives Komatai her power ring, and they share a passionate kiss. Despero empowers his soldiers, spread the greatness of the Legion. Third Eye goes forth as Komato watches, and then we get into part two of the episode. Komato informs the group that Despero will be able to expand his lead by bringing new comforts. Green Lantern Corps prepare to head to Oa. However, as Legion Task Force breaks through the pass, John finds he can't use his ring, and throughout the episode, Komato has to train him to use his ring. He's like, "You've already given up." She tells Hot Girl that we're gonna have to fire him, basically take his ring away because he's lost too much faith. But he's able to fight with a machine gun and stuff. Yeah. But the Justice League show, John is able to interrupt some of them. Then the calendar was once a living ecosystem. Disper refuses this officer who was supposed to capture Grissom, but he failed. Heroes officer to get into the desert and await a vision from a penance. And they basically, here in this planet, they worship Disper like a god. He goes to Hogwarts, says she treats me like crap or whatever while she's still treating me like I'm a new recruit. Hogwarts tells him that, hey, it's common for people to see others, they best remember them. And she says there's someone who knows him there and now. John Jones has reason with Desperado using the flame to his legion. The hero must destroy the flame to defeat Desperado, but Comatel says that it is self-sustaining nuclear fusion reaction. Kilowog then announces that he can build a carbon bomb, which will work. Despero is speaking to the privateer that the conquest will begin. He gets his strike force take out. John has given up the restraining and has armed himself. Hawkgirl chastises Kintama for giving on him and gives words of encouragement to John. Suddenly, the Legion attacks. Kamita steals off the section of the cannonballs that Flash, Kilowog, and John Jones are in, but she buys them time. Taken to the tunnel is captured. Desperado tries to work his will on the two lanterns and Hawkgirl. Desperado overwhelms Kitama and prepares to do the same to Hawkgirl. He says her making personal routine, and this makes John Stewart mad as he's attacking Hawkgirl. She's gonna be mine. She's gonna be my servant. And this makes John mad. You know, like kind of like Luke Skywalker when he uses the Force to grab his lightsaber. If you remember in Empire Strikes Back, this is what kind of John Stewart does, but he's angry and he's able to grab the power of the ring, get that back. You know, somebody's the power ring to free himself, and he casts Despero on him, and Despero are evenly matched. They fight. He punches Despero's third eye, leaving the power ring on it, which he knows is right there on his forehead. Killer armors the device and steals the doors. Before I can throw it, though, John tells him not to do it. The paratrooper is sent on being, and Panda hoping to make contact before he can further explain. John Jones jumps to the priest and basically the this being that comes into John's body tells him not to. He tells these soldiers, you know, that he lied to him, that this was listening you for his own ends, as he wants to be godly and take over the world and all that. And so this basically they now listen, and it takes away his powers. Prior turns into a great tree in the tunnels. The sprout is consumed by a tree after getting his butt kicked by Green Lantern. A colony Green spreads across the desert, but John says that it's just the natural state of Kalanar. John transfers his fellow League members to his well restored. John tells Hawkgirl that things can't be taught by learning through experience. When Hawkgirl asks John what he responds, clarity. So anyway, good episode. Pretty interesting. I didn't think it was at first going to be a good episode, but I liked it. Keith David did a good job. You know, great actor. Been in many stuff. You know, he voiced Dr. Fessler, or Dr. Fessler. Was it? Ali. And Princess and the Frog. Yeah, I forget the character's name for a bit here. Sorry, I don't want to sit here and think about it, but the Shadow Man. So yeah, but they live. The Agent Cody Banks movies. It's the two of them with Frankie Muniz, but great actor in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, that was Hearts and Minds Part One and Two. Pretty interesting episode. A good villain and a good story. Yeah. All right. Get the other side of the paper. Yeah, just a couple more episodes left, guys. Okay. All right. My next favorite episode is A Better World Part One and Two. Okay, yeah, that is the next one. All right, just making sure. I know we're in 59 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. All right, A Better World. Oh, A Better World Part One and Two. Yeah, yeah. A Better World Part One and Two. This episode opens with the Justice League storm the White House. Batman and Wonder Woman take on the Secret Service. Clearing Superman's path to the Oval Office, who, of course, Lex Luthor is the president. You can assume that this is in the future, a distant future, where Lex has become president of the United States, which also happened in Smallville. And I guess in the comics, I don't know. I never read the comic, but I do know Lex Luthor likes money and power, and becoming president of the United States, he can do a lot of damage. He gathers up these papers, but Superman busts in, saying he's taking Luthor in for his crimes committed in office. Half mad while still going through papers, Luthor rants that he's not going to be blamed, that he's not to blame. The people are for not being able to see or accept his grand design for the world, to see his true purpose, to see how Luthor really is. He pushes a button to start a nuclear war, saying that they will burn for their mistake. He tells Superman, "You won't do that, Superman." He's like, "I'm gonna push this red button. It'll start a nuclear war, and the only way to stop me is to use deadly force. But we all know you don't do that." And he tells Superman, "Well, Superman, you need me." Like says to Superman, "You need me. Because every hero needs a villain, and I'm your villain. I'm your greatest villain. You know, you can't live without me, Superman. You need me. You love the hero. You love the children praising you. That's right. You won't use deadly force because you're the good guy." Luthor mocks him, saying that Kryptonian has been Luthor's greatest accomplice all along. He loves being a hero and all the glory that comes with it. Much that it continues throughout Luthor's time, again and again. Rather than guts to end it once and for all. Oh, Luthor may lose prison. He will find a way out of prison eventually. And the whole thing will begin all over and over again. Basically, Superman realizes, you know what, Lex, you'll just go to prison, and you'll do it all over again, and you'll hurt more people. And he's done with it. He glares at Luthor with red eyes, he vision, and he kills him. Yeah. And basically, Wonder Woman smells something, and her and Batman run to it. They rush in and stop dead in their tracks to see that Superman has burned Luthor to death. Wonder Woman is shocked, while Batman clearly plans that it had to be done. It's about time. Wonder Woman asked Superman if he was right turning around. Superman reveals a smile on his face, saying that I feel great. And basically, it plays 2 years later, Earth has become a very different world. Superman and his 5 team members, they're now called the not Justice League, but Justice Lords. They got new suits and stuff. It's revealed that for the rebellion, the death of the Flash. Flash has died as part of Luthor's schemes, monitoring events with their new heavily armed watchtower. They have taken over governments and freedom over the world. They basically taken over the world. Hawkgirl and Green Lantern are sent to protest in Smallville. People run from them in fear because they're basically feared of the Justice League now. They're scared of them because Justice League might kill them because they use deadly force now. You have Batman who's retreated to the Batcave, claiming to be busy with the project. The British, when Green Lantern and Hawkgirl appear, though, they run away from them in fear. Superman dines, isn't, I should say he's married to Lois Lane, or has a relationship with her. They have dinner. Superman tells her that she's missing the bigger picture, but their conversation gets interrupted by Batman, who says, "I need to see you at the Batcave." Yeah, and he's like, "I'm busy," and Batman's like, "Now." He calls the Justice Lords to a meeting. Superman leaves. Lewis tries to follow him, but the soldiers stop her. He's like, "You need to." She berates the soldiers. As of course, I can't go anywhere. I'm trapped here. Basically, they have guns on her, so she's like, can't go anywhere. Like Superman wants to keep her safe, keep order, even when they don't let Lois to leave. She's voiced by Dana DeLehy, by the way, who also voiced the character in Superman the Animated. She also voiced Andrea Beaumont in Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. I mean, she was in the movie Tombstone as well. In the Batcave, Batman shows this other Justice Lord and imagine the Justice League from another world battling Lex Luthor, and their Flash is alive. It's a time event for alternative reality, the reality in which the rest of the series takes place. The Flash is still alive, and the League is still playing a passive, law enforcing law, deciding the alternative world needs their brand of law and order. As much as their own did, the Justice Lord decided to intervene. The Justice League can battle Lex in his Lexo suit. As they do defeat him, but the Martian Manhunter emerges. Lex goes to jail. When the Portals say that he's been sent from alternative reality, that they need the primary league's help. And basically, they know that, okay, he's from Justice League, we can trust him. And so unless you're gonna read his mind, Flash asks John, he's like, Martians don't do that to other Martians. I guess he's happy to see another version of himself, another Martian. Some of the League do have some doubts, but they decide to trust Justice Lord John. Once they emerge, though, they're quickly interpreted by. He's like, I'm sorry. Hawkgirl refuses to go down without a fight until Lantern knocks her out. They get their attention. The League members are locked in designed cell block. They say, you'll thank me for someday. Because they think that the League knows it. The League needs help. Crossover to the primary universe plan to impose on the New World. They arrive just in time as Doomsday, who was actually, talking. I might have heard I've heard Doomsday talking video games, but and here he's voiced by Michael J. White, who y'all should know, who played Spawn. It was a superhero crappy movie, but he was Spawn. And, you know, but none is a match for the creature except Superman, who puts up a fight, and they fight him. Superman uses heat vision on him, kills him. Was like, was that necessary? Lois saying by shot by his brutality, saying it's about time. The heroes took a more aggressive approach. We're watching them, and it says Luthor alone realized that these heroes, they're not the Justice. That's not them. As Lex realizes, and the episode ends there. In part two, back in Lord's reality, Justice Lord Batman acts as a jailer to the rest of the League. He cares about Flash. Batman and Flash both berate him for Lords of Dawn. That the push came with the Flash's death, and he seems to care about it. And Batman's like, tells the Justice League Batman, Justice League Batman tells Justice League Batman. It's confusing, sorry. Both of us in characters, by the way. Kevin Conroy, by the way. Says, I know your every move, every thoughts. He has Flash some water. He's very nice to Flash. Seems to care about you. And Batman tells him not to escape. But Flash is able to smart. He's able to slow his heart rate down. And afraid that another Flash has died. This, Justice Lord Batman worries like, oh no, Flash, you okay? Tries to use the key and Flash knocks him out of there. Knocks him out. And he ties him up there. He ties Batman up really fast. He's like, you'll thank me someday. And Batman's impressed by it. And he tells him the code that Batman usually uses. As they head near the portal device, Batman's confronted by his counterpart, who escaped from Flash's cell. They fight in the shadows. Justice League Batman says they cross line, but Justice Lord Batman implies that with said power, they made a world. Basically they fight. They're using the battle rings against each other. Like, I know every part of your moves. He's like, then he tells them that they've made a world where no 8-year-old boy loses his parents to meaningless violence ever again, as they did. Batman drops his battle ring, steps in the light, and surrenders. And they talk, and he's like, and Batman says to Justice League Batman says, Justice League Batman says to him, wouldn't Mom and Dad be proud of what you've done? He's like, just shut up and drive. The lead track Hawkgirl to Arkham Asylum. You see some villains that are like Poison Ivy, Two Face, Joker. The staff are all from, of course, from Batman's Rogue Gallery, all of whom are zombies now. All the inmates have apparently been lobotomized by Justice Lord. Superman's heat vision found that Doomsday wasn't the first victim of Justice. Superman is able to use robots, and they had to fight these robots of Superman, the Justice Lord Superman. But Justice Lord Batman realizes that, his counterpart, Justice League Batman, is right, that they didn't have the right to enforce the law or whatever, and he gets the military to back off. He prepares the League to return to confront the Lords. Batman wonders openly why they would have to do it. The Lords are the equals in powers and intelligence, and they're willing to kill, whereas the League isn't. Superman isn't willing to cross the line. Superman's like, I'm not willing to do this. But Batman says there's gotta be some kind of line we can cross. That means they get the help of Lex Luthor. In this version, who was in their world, who's alive, but in Just Lo's world, he's dead. You know, in their reality. Sorry, I'm confusing. Each League member fights their counterpart. My only disappointment is I do wish the two Supermans would have fought. That would have been cool. Flash attempts to appeal to the good Lord Superman by reminding him of friendship with Lord Flash, but fails. Lord Superman prepares to kill Flash, but when Superman arrives with Luthor, who has rebuilt this weapon for the League, Luthor fires it, and it's tempted the weapon to Superman, but then hands it over as a deal. He basically shoots them all with it, and this weapon takes away all their powers. And Lex Luthor has his weapon. He's on Superman. He's like, I can just stop you right now, Superman, for good. But he doesn't. He gives the weapon to Superman. He hands the weapon to Superman. I guess my enemy has to help me, right? It's that saying, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. That's what Superman had to do here. And he defeats Jericho. He's like, he'll start all these wars and stuff. He'll kill all these people. You have to stop him. And Superman just says, it's not right what you did. It's not your right to play God here. To enforce the law. It's a deal. He revealed that Superman gave him a potential bar for Luthor in exchange for the help and defeating the Lords who are taken away. He says, everything that he does now will be on you. It's one of the main choices that sometimes the heroes have to make the hard choices, right? Later, Luthor holds a press conference. I do like the moment where Superman picks up the American flag, that this is a country of freedom. You can't force people to live. You can't keep people as slaves. That's just not the right in this country. You know, that Superman stands for. I loved it the moment when he pulled up the flag. Superman stands for truth, justice, and the American way. That's what I love about the character. But later, Luthor holds his press conference, but he's giving some thoughts to politics, meaning he's thinking about being president of the United States. Following that, what could happen. But good episode, of my opinion. Yeah. All right. So that was a Better World Part 1 and 2. Let's see. Next episode here. This episode I thought was okay. I wasn't a fan of this one. This was called Eclipse Part 1 and 2. Like I said, Part 2 episodes, and I run 1 hour 14 minutes. In this foreign country, these American Special Ops team, they find themselves in the caves. They notice the word cave inscribed. At the end of the run, though, they go to this large purple gemstone. One of them grabs it. It takes over his mind. You have this character named Mofar, who's voiced by Tracy Walters. Yeah, this character, I think he's voiced by Tracy Walters. I think that was the same guy who was in Tim Burton's Batman. If you remember Bob the Goon, yeah, I think that was him. Yeah. Tries to fight them, but they knock him out. Meanwhile, this eye takes over the guy's mind. It's like snakes, monsters that take over your body. He's like, just, yeah. Flash has gotten in trouble again. He's doing endorsements. He's like doing Flash candy bars. This guy on TV named Gordon Godfrey who's explaining that the Justice League are bad. Flash tries to go confront him, talk to him for a little bit. He doesn't, makes a fool of himself. This Flash just runs into things without thinking. Wonder Woman gets outraged. She's like, "What's wrong with the way I dress?" Don't remember. Wonder Woman is beautiful. She's like, "What's wrong with the way I dress?" Points to the TV. He's like, "No, we can't go down there and you can't just go down there and hit him, Diana. Can't scoop to that lever." Burns is picked up by a patrol who takes him back to the base. Once he's reached the base, he draws his guns on them. During his last endorsement, the script and director, he works at the studio. He's like, I don't want to deal with this. And the guy that does the voice is Brian Doyle Murphy, who voices Flash's agent in here. Yeah, Artie, who's Brian Doyle Murphy. He's the brother of Bill Murray. Yeah, and he's been in some movies too, like Scrooge, Groundhog Day, the Three Stooges movie. Yeah, and As Good as It Gets, and Snow Dogs. But anyway, back to the show. Burns breaks through the barrier, gets these missiles. This episode kind of bore me, but anyway, they want to get him down eventually. He doesn't remember. Then you have the general who has this very silly, cheesy looking costume. The gym takes over his mind. Yeah. Legend and Flash take care of the fire while Wonder Woman flees in the power plant to confront the villain. She disarms him, and she seizes the diamond from his grip, and it controls Wonder Woman's mind. And the episode ends with Wonder Woman with this gemstone taking over her mind. And then you get into part two. They interrogate the general, but he claims not to remember what happened or what he did, or why he dressed in his bizarre outfit. Sorry. Wonder Woman is watching the interrogation, and Flash comes up to talk to her just to be very talkative, and she's like, "Do you ever shut up?" As she sees Flash and Legend out into the street, Mofo appears and attacks Wonder Woman, beats him off with the knees, but Mofo flashes her with a light from Lars Ruby. She falls unconscious. He's about to kill her, but Lantern knocks him out with a ring. They take him to the Watchtower for medical treatment. And Flash follows Moore, who is taken to the Logo Asylum. The doctors dismiss him as a lunatic, but Flash is leaving. He hears Mofo say that it's about mankind's time, just as Mormons did. Deciding to listen, Flash asks Moore to explain himself. Moore tells him thousands of years ago, prehistoric men fought a vicious war with the Oberdons, humanized snake creatures, known as the war turned into man's favor. The Oberdons made a lost-ditch attempt for victory. During a solar eclipse, they conducted a magical ritual created the Heart of Darkness. Illuminate souls of the last of the warriors. Anyone who touched that purple gemstone will be possessed by their vengeful spirits, whose only goal was to wipe out the human race. The ear tone human by the gem's victims is the impersonation of the sacrificed Obadiahs. Surviving members of a chain of ancient warriors. I know it's confusing, right? Yeah, it didn't really make sense to me. Flash returns to the watchtower and Phil's and John. But the creepiest thing about them, though, they try to destroy the gym and the Justice League. They all turn on Flash. And Flash tries to go for Batman. He runs the others with a pursuit. Flash hides. He watches the others activate. Lantern is hurtling towards the sun. Flash runs to a communication terminal. Tries to phone Batman, but Superman catches up with him. Flash runs to the Julius Bay. But Flash is able to punch the sun. Then he flips. And Flash is able to save them. Lantern comes up with a red plan. He will take Flash into space near the sun. Use the ring to provide the Flash running path to pick up speed, and Flash does it. Trigger him. He saves the day. And more smiles. Flash awakens in the Watchtower sick bay. And the Justice League get honored. And Godfrey, they drop him. He gets fired. And Justice League are held as heroes. And he says to have Morph get the character voiced by, let him do commercials, which I thought was funny. And again, I wasn't really a fan of this episode. I didn't find this episode's whole thing. I didn't find it very interesting. I kind of thought this episode was kind of boring, to be honest. I do like the moments, like with the Flash saving the day and endorsements. It has that humor, but it's the story itself that kind of lost interest. I do like Tracy Walters, like I said, who you know, Batman didn't appear in this episode. Yeah, but Tracy Walters doing the voice of that was great. You know, knowing that he's worked with DC before, glad they were able to get him. Okay, but that was a clips. Didn't really care for it. It was okay. But I thought they were pretty weak episodes, in my opinion. All right, my next favorite episode. Let's see, guys. We got a couple more left. I'm getting them. Is the Terror Beyond? The Terror Beyond, Part 1 and 2. It opens up with the docks of an unnamed city. The army is attacking Solomon Grundy. Grundy fights them, but Aquaman arrives, running Sea Serpent and covers Grundy, promising to help him. Taking someplace. Aquaman offers Grundy gold if he helps him with something. And Grundy's like, Grundy will do it. But they enter the room. They're greeted by Asnu and, of course, Dr. Fate. Fate explains that he needs Grundy's help in a ritual that they're about to perform. They need to know how Solomon Grundy came to be. Grundy has a memory of his past life, so Fate performs relation. So, decades ago, he saw Cyrus Gold, which was one of gangster. However, a deal with a mobster associates turned sour, and they killed him. They killed Cyrus Gold. They cursed his body with a powerful grist which took his soul and dumped him into a body in a swamp filled with mystical properties. The magical forces did not sit well together, and after several decades, Solomon Grundy was born, cursed with greed, unaware of what he wanted. The spell reveals the truth to both Fate and Grundy now remembers his past. Fate says that Grundy will be able to help, but Grundy says he no longer wants to go. He kicks away. He wants his soul back. Fate promises to do everything in his power to find it for him to help him. Back in the dock, so you have Superman saves a soldier from being crushed by Wonder Woman and Hawkgirl, and they said, you know what? One of your freaking own just helped Solomon Grundy escape. They said, who? Aquaman? You know, and they're suspicious about it. The creature harms Superman. Aquaman should drive it off with their mace. They go to Atlantis. They go to talk to Queen Mira, who is Aquaman's wife, Arthur's wife. They demand to know what the sea creature was doing. Didn't want to put up with the Venus Mira says that he's with Dr. Fate and will speak to Lee at at the time when it's ending it. You know, this leads Superman to conclude that the sea creature was a magical red sun radiation and kryptonite can hurt him. They find out they head to Fate's home. Superman can't print out the wells, so Hawkgirl smashes it with her mace. They come across Fate's performing a spell on Grundy with the Aquaman using his trident. Lee tries to stop it, but Nemesis throws it before Shield. Force field. Hawkgirl was able to manage through it. Fate and Aquaman tell them to leave, but Grundy simply attacks them, irritated by the noise. He fights with Superman. Superman and Grundy fight to Egypt. Wonder Woman and Aquaman are fighting. Wonder Woman puts up a good fight, but Aquaman is able to defeat her by knocking her out in the water. And Superman is able to knock out Grundy. And, as they come back to the magical world or whatever, Aquaman tries to attack Superman, but Superman's like, punches him out. Hawker remains to fight with Dr. Fate. Superman's able to overcome Grundy. Aquaman defeats Wonder Woman. Superman and Wonder Woman return with the unconscious Superman, Aquaman, and Grundy. They demand answers when suddenly a tear in the empty space reveals a hideous creature. Fate finally reveals that that's why they were trying to prevent. And the episode ends there. Then you get to part two. The creature hovers over them. Dr. Fate tries to cast a spell to banish it. can't do it, but Hawkgirl assists them, which is unusual. She knows that too, but she explains with them on her homeworld on Thanagar that they knew stuff like this. He tells them, Faye tells them what's going on. Like thousands of years ago, Atlantis floated above the waves. Aquaman explains. The reign of King Poseidon. The ancient world came under attack by the old ones, extra-dimensional beings who were granted away from the master Igloo. Poseidon nearly all of Earth's mystical energy to create the trident, which destroyed the already present old ones. However, it has also caused Atlantis to sink beneath the waves by draining the energy that kept Atlantis above the water. Since they're in this room, Fate was using Grundy and the trident to cast a spell. Wonder Woman and Superman oppose this, calling it torture, and they say, "We're not going to let you do that run again." But Hogwarts says that it's more like a sacrifice. With Grundy insists on going through it, but Superman and Wonder Woman, they refuse it with another way. They go to the old one's world and kill Igloo. That was risky. But Aquaman's like, fine, I don't want to be a part of this, so he goes back home to hug Miriam. Fate and Grundy head for Igloo's realm. Fate tells them to stay together, as the Earth and skies are not always parental in this realm, so they stick together. He can hear the creatures of the sea. In the other room, Superman and Wonder Woman are still shocked that anyone would worship this god, Alashti. Hawkgirl, Fate, and Grundy find Igloo. They recognize Hawkgirl as a Thanagarian, decide to speak with her, and keeps her captured. His mission is to destroy Fate and Grundy, which Grundy and Fate fight. And Grundy's like, I want my soul. Spider-Man Grundy wants his soul. But Grundy goes into his body, knocks him out of it. Superman and Wonder Woman better hold their own against the old ones who are these creatures are coming to the Earth, going to take over the world. Two leagues placed an intent in the future. Aquaman seals with the Trident when he has, you know, his Atlantis warriors fighting with him as his only two. Grundy's going on a rampage with Igloo, demanding answers, demanding through the vines. Hawkgirl gets free, making making his way to the brain. Grundy fights a creature that is guarding it. He manages to destroy the beast by mortally wounding it. Hawkgirl ends up striking her mace into the brain, killing Iskra. Heading to Grundy, she confronts him, and in his dying hour, it's sad that he dies, and he dies smiling, knowing that he finally gets his reward. Yeah, in this scene where Grundy dies, and I thought that was a sad moment, though. Greystone simply reads that they have a little funeral for him, and Solomon Grundy born on a Monday. So yeah, it was sad to see. It was a sad episode too. Like I said, but a good episode. I like how they bring Doctor Fate in here. That was pretty cool. That one villain who I can't name was pretty creepy, and it was good to see Aquaman again, and especially the character Doctor Fate. He was a pretty interesting character in my opinion, with his magic and stuff, and Solomon Grundy finding his soul and stuff, and it was basically about Grundy trying to find his soul, and he felt like he found it at the end. You may not understand it, just have it. Yeah. But it was a good episode in my opinion. That was the Terror and Beyond. All right. My next favorite episode is Secret Society. Secret Society Part One and Part Two. Yeah, we're getting there, guys. I'm sorry. It opens up with John Jones and Green Lantern. They go try to go after Shade, a character that has like a well, he's got like a what do you call it? Kind of like a staff or a stick that he can point at you, and it makes you see like shades like black in the dark. But they fail to capture him, even though they succeed him. And I like this episode too. This is one of my favorites. I'll get into reasons why. But they try to get this. He steals this computer chip, you know, but they fail, and he gets saved by a woman named Giganto. Lantern suggests that the League train to improve their teamwork, that we're not working together as a team, except Batman, who disagrees with it, and Batman, who's not a team player. The League, they go to construct a training course. Problems quickly show, though, as Superman refuses to let any others take any hits. You know, Superman, you have like a copy of, I think one of them is like boards of the enemies are attacking. And Superman says, you know what? The League start to argue with each other. Sorry, that's the chair. And Superman's like, I can take a hit. I'm stronger. And he's basically saying, so they don't have to. He's like, because I can handle it. And Flash and Wonder Woman's like, Hawkgirl's like, so you saying we can't take a hit? We're the weak ones or whatever? You're the most powerful one here? And Batman defeats all these targets before giving anyone else a chance. He just blows them all up with his Batarangs. It says, call me back when something's important, and takes off in his Batwing. But meanwhile, Giganto takes Shade to Gorilla Grodd, who was voiced by Howard Booth. Like I said, he voiced the character in the first season, trying to take over Gorilla City. And now his time, he creates this secret society, have their own motivation. Shade, offered the chance by Grodd to become a master of the world. Sinestro, who is the enemy of the Green Lanterns, especially Al Jordan and John Stewart, wants to destroy, his sworn blood oath against all Green Lanterns. Will Frost, who is something there just because she likes to kill, and Parasite. Parasite is a villain who is a pretty tough foe for Superman because if he touches Superman, like touches him, he can get his powers and weaken him. And that's why he craves Superman's powers. Grodd makes plans to encourage more organizations in order to avoid the infighting of Lex Luthor's Injustice Gang. They get Clayface, Matt Hagen, who of course was an actor. If you've seen Batman the animated series, you know who he is. Clayface, who can shapeshift. But they go to Morgan and his mansion. Frost murders Morgan, and they find Clayface. Grodd convinces to convince him to join the team by promising something even better: a cure for his conditions. But they must destroy the Justice League. Though Clayface is skeptical, he convinces him by telling him about how he did the same for Giganta. She was a monkey, and Shay's like, whoa, like that. And she's eating a banana. Well, I like eating bananas too, but I'm not a monkey. I'm a serious one. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. While others continue training, though, Batman learns that Clayface is once again at large. Batman tracks him down, stuns him with an electric batarang. He gets a blast from Nestor's ring. Clayface reveals the rest of his team, and Batman's like, "Do you think I came alone?" And then just Lino says, "Like, think again." They defeat the Justice League due to the League's distrust-like corporation. Rise to spare them for now, seeking to humiliate the League before killing them. Even though like you could kill them right now, the League, they have a hard time. They got to learn to work as a team, you know. And they said they're arguing with each other, and I guess that's what will make the Secret Society, Grodd and his team win. Because give them the benefit, they're not working together as a team. They're just mad at each other. You know, Wonder Woman. Hawkgirl tries to call Wonder Woman, because they're a spec up princess. Flash, Green Lantern argue. They all start to argue, and John Jones hears this much. He's like, "Enough! You know what? I lost my family on Mars, and this is y'all took me in though, and you're all like the only family I have. And now we're gonna argue and be like this." Yeah. The episode, as soon as they turn their backs on each other, though, it just ends with this them, just walking away. And that was as the Justice League depart from each other. It's like seeing the Avengers just depart. You don't like to see that. I like to see these heroes team up and kick some ass and be a team. But they walk. But the episode doesn't end there. It just ends with them walking away from each other. Yeah, part two. They still got surveillance on Lee, though. Grodd reveals that the accident the Flash caused has given him a sidekick in the break of the ball when he had the mind control and, he did that to him. It gives him these sidekick abilities. Grodd has been using these powers to manipulate the League's moods. And he's been watching them on camera. Showing that they would otherwise care. I know it's just been that, but it's not just Grodd's mind reading powers. I do think the League somewhat, have been, have a time learning to work together and had to be a team for a while. They got to learn to be an actual team. Of course, team members, people who worked with, I think the League has worked with each other. It's been 2 or 5 years that they've worked with together. Eventually, when you work with somebody that long, you can somewhat get hesitant with each other or get irritated with each other. It probably happens with team members. You know, when you work with some people for some time, maybe you can get mad at each other at some point. It could happen. But the League, Flash tries to track down Shade on his own by threatening a henchman. Meanwhile, that he's like, even though he's no Batman, Flash learns that he's at North Hill subway station, walks into his trap, and is captured by the Society. Batman is contacted and tries to rescue Flash when Batman arrives at the scene, even though he doesn't want to talk to him at first. Clayface impersonates Flash, but Batman sees through the ruse. Batman takes out Sinestro, the brutal battering throw, but then he gets captured by the Society. Lantern discovers that Grodd's Society. Eventually, they do capture the League. They do capture the League, and you know, Grodd knows he's there though, and they take him out. But the heroes are saved by John, who's managed to infiltrate the site by a person named Clayface. Because again, just like Clayface was a shifter, so is John Jones. Remember, having Duke kill Frost and freezing the real Clayface, who was impersonating John Jones at the time. John Jones realizes he's captured his friends. Now what requires manipulations about the secret society. A gigantic considers herself a giant. Uh, she gets punched out by Wonder Woman. Superman finally overcomes Grodd, despite his telepath powers. And after that, they realize they need to work on some of their issues. They agree to leave Buggers McDonald's and leaves the field together, as thousands of fans cheering them on. And they decide to work better as a team to work on that. And it's a good episode. It was cool to see Gorilla Grodd back and some good new villains as well. You know, and having the lead learn to work as a team. So, but good episode in my opinion. All right, just marking it down. All right, we're almost done. I've got it's 10 more episodes to go. Believe me, they're in different parts, and one is just one episode. So we're getting there. All right, next is Hereafter Part 1 and 2. Yeah. You have these group of supervillains together around a plot and take revenge. They're taking their revenge of Superman. That is Metallo, Toyman, Livewire, who is sadly not voiced by Laura Patty. I don't like the voice for Livewire in these episodes, in these 2 episodes. Like I said, Toyman and Kellabog, who is yeah, I forget it was Livewire, and I said Metallo, right? Yeah, okay. They arrange an ambush. The man still by attacking Metropolis. They battle the rest of the Justice League. Toyman reveals he has a secret weapon, a giant toy. Clearly, being Toyman fires several times. Superman invades the beat, but Toyman makes aim at Batman and Wonder Woman. Superman throws himself in front of them and takes the blast, disappearing without trace. Shocked, the League of the Earth believe that the blast kills Superman. Wonder Woman gets angry. She destroys Toyman's robot, and she tears in the eyes. She's like, "I'm gonna torture you." She's about to kill him, and Flash stops her. Like, "No, the big guy won't want us to do that." Telling her it goes against Superman's memory. The only person who refuses to believe that Superman's dead. It's a sad moment. Everybody believes that he's dead. He analyzes the evidence from the battle and says that the objects can't disappear without a trace. He snubs the invitations of Alfred and the other League intends, yeah, of course, Alfred, who's voiced by, I still don't say that his name right, but he voices the character in Superman. I mean, Batman the animated series, and I think some of the Batman animated movies as well. You have Superman's funeral. You have Jonathan Martha Kent who attend. The Daily Planet, of course, Lois Lane, of course, and Jimmy Olsen and Perry White. Lex Luthor even attends, and Lois Lane, says, "Are you happy now, Lois?" She has to slap him, and she's crying. He gives her a hug, and he's like, "Well, you know what, Lois? I'm gonna miss him too." Maybe part of the despite how bad he could be, does have somewhat of a likeness of Superman, either as just wanting to defeat Superman himself, or just likes being Superman's nemesis, and in a world that I probably just can't bear it. You know, but you have other characters that you have like Barbara Gordon, Kara Kent, Supergirl and Batgirl. I think you also have Alfred and Tim Drake appearing, and some other superheroes as well. John Jones speaks over the funeral. As the rain cover to the moment, Wonder Woman spots Batman watching from the shadows. Yeah, Batman doesn't take death, even though he doesn't believe it. Batman's parents died so when he was 8 years old, so he doesn't take death very lightly. The League swap stories about him until suddenly Lobo crashes through. Lobo, who tried to arrest Superman, and he fights the League. He wants an audition. These villains are running like Metropolis. The League only bring Lobo along to go fight. Which is funny. Lobo is the wise. He's voiced by Brad Garrett, who I think was from Everybody Loves Raymond, but really good voice actor as well. As Lobo was funny, he's putting all these like 20, 30 something cars on top of Kellabog. Uh, I can't. He's the Dark Side son. He's like, "Are you finished? Are you defeated?" You say, "Uncle, Uncle." He's like, "Uh." And then Hogwarts like, "He's had enough." They defeat the villains. Batman investigates though. Batman goes to the moral. He's like, he takes the opportunity to call up Clark that despite the differences, he's like, "I respect you. You taught me that there was some light even when I was in the dark." Hmm. That he will miss him. But he gets murdered by an explosion. The League attacks. The League just bow their heads. And he's like, you see, who knew Superman when you got Lobo? And then they just look all with sadness. But then you see elsewhere on a barren landscape under a red sun, some rumble like Superman, that he's still alive. And we'll get into that in part two. Sorry. Superman regains consciousness and sees that the barren landscape, as well as a few system troubles that were hit by Toadman's beam. Apparently, he's under the red sun, which means he has no powers. His communication tries to communicate to Batman and Wonder Woman, but it doesn't work. The cinema doesn't work. Salvaging the food supplies he can from the cars in the street. He gives himself a sword, a couple gas tanks, drives a car because again he doesn't have his powers. He adapts to his new surrounding. He even grows a beard and all that. He makes camp one night. He's supposed to try to attack him. He attacks him with an iron bar. He doesn't kill these pack alphas. He kills the alpha, and he's in charge of the rest of the pack. So he's like using them as kind of like the snow dogs or whatever, or dogs that run. Yeah. He reaches the run of the city, finds the source of signal, the watchtower. He tells the dogs to leave, and they're like, you know, Superman's like, go. Even though I think Superman will miss them, he just didn't want to keep the animals anymore. But anyway, they take Superman to the signal. He goes like it's kind of like he's in the jungle. The rest of the league's whereabouts are unknown. Then shuts down due to low power. he asks, well, what happened? And then a voice answers saying they died, Superman, thousands of years ago. Then it says event of Savage. Savage seems glad to see Superman. He soon explains why. That on Earth 30,000 years ago, in the future, and the entire human race, except for the immortal Savage, is dead, meaning that the whole Earth belongs to him now. Savage explains that only a few months after Superman disappeared, he stole a piece of matter from Dr. Braveheart, used to create a Superman. Without a Superman, Savage killed the rest of the Justice League, proclaiming himself the ruler of the Earth. However, the weapon distributed the balance of the solar system, killing the rest of the human race. Upon hearing this, Superman attacks up in a rage. Superman also crushes Savage's head with a rock, but yeah, but Savage, he's changed now. He actually regrets all the evil things he's done. That his obsession, that he's lonely now, that he has nobody to rule over. That he regrets his action. He's like, dinner? And they make Superman dinner. And he's like, well, I have to do things like make a garden and do things. If you don't do things, you're going to go mad, especially when you're by yourself. Superman finds a time. Superman wakes up and says, you have a time machine? He's like, yeah, but I haven't used them all. When you start, well, get up, mister, because we're going to work right now. Savage explains that there will be no point. Him and Savage work together. They complete the machine, but find they can't keep the portal open. The Savage's home is powered by a dam, but even they have to go to these part of the woods, the 0 point area. They had to fight off some creatures. Superman knows he's stabbed, but he goes to like a sunbeam, gives him his powers. Savage opens the portal, gives Superman the information he needs to throw his universe explains like, and stop that evil me from doing what he's doing, because I don't want to be like this anymore. I just want to be at peace. And Superman thinks him like, well, at least you changed your way, Savage. Possible for him to be redeemed. They shake hands and Superman departs into the past. Deadshot takes aim at Batman with a missile. Superman's hand appears and catches it, and then Batman throws a battering at it, knocking him out. The League flies into action. Superman leads the way, and apparently they won. They beat Phantom Savage. In the future, Savage is quietly sitting alone. He sees a ghostly figure of a child run by. Slowly, this run disappears. Savage sees that his own body becoming Tristan and clearly says, "Thank you, my friend," before fading into the new timeline. Yeah, hopefully being redeemed. But really good episode in my opinion, both parts. Okay, so I was here after part one and two. Now the next favorite episode is a Christmas episode. And I'm sorry for those kind of things, Christmas especially. But comfort and joy. This is just one episode. Yeah, this is just one episode. There was no part two or anything. Yeah, comfort and joy. On any planet, the Justice League works to prevent a machine that will prevent from colliding with another planet. They fight some bad guys, and the Justice League looks forward to Christmas season. Why John Jones and Hotgirl are not familiar with those holidays, but despite that, uh, he invites John Jones to, Super Clark invites John Jones to go help him fight. I mean, I don't know, but invites him to the campfire for Christmas. Green Lantern and Hawkgirl hanging out. They notice the beauty of the snow. They have a snow battle. He teaches her to do a snow angel. She takes him to a bar and she wants to have some fun. So with her mace, she hits an alien in the hand and then gives it to John. Gives it to John Stewart. She's like, and the guy knocks him out. They have fun fighting. And meanwhile, Flash makes his annual visit to the Central City Orphanage. They want this DJ Rubber Ducky who makes fart noises. Yeah, that's kind of irritating. But Flash is really determined to do it. But instead, he runs into Ultra Humanites who destroys it, but he says to help him out. But he's able to modify the toy. Really spoken a lot in rap lyrics and made noises. yeah, Superman and John Joe's good. They go to visit Mom and Pa Kent. That is Jonathan and Martha Kent. They give him a sweater, which is nice. He just they hated the kid, but the kid gets care of him. He takes the walk to Chris Smallville. He hears a chill friendliness of the holidays. And John Juice, flies up and lands on the roof, reaching down the chimney to eat the cookies. And she left. His final stop is a church where inside people are singing, and he's all happy. You know. Human Knight returns to jail. Flash thanks him for his help. Human Knight knows he's welcomed any opportunity to appear in children. Flash gives him his Christmas tree, which Human Knight finds really touching, and Flash smiles. John is passed out from the fight. Hawkgirl kisses him on the cheek. Like, Merry Christmas, John. Clark awakes on Christmas Day though, listens to his parent with his parents is John Jones, and the funny thing is Clark will try to look at presents, but Martha keep the lead on it. They put lead in it, so Superman can't see through lead with his X-ray vision. He sings a beautiful song in his native language while they just listen to it. Yeah, and it was a really good episode. It was a real good Christmas episode, but it's just one episode. But yeah, definitely one of the best Christmas episodes I've seen of a show. It was really good. Seeing how John Jones learned how to get the Christmas spirit, even singing at the end. I'm sorry about the quality going crazy. It is really good with this new camera, but it just does this crap. I'm sorry. Fuck. Anyway, Comfort Joy, really, a really good episode in my opinion. I apologize for the shitty looking quality, but really good episode in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. I like seeing Hawkgirl and Green Lantern fight and their stressed out relationship. Yeah, building the relationship. Sorry, we're back to good now. Okay, we're back online. Good. All right. Sorry. But and then seeing John Jones get the spirit and Flash helping a Dream Night. So some good joy there. All right, and next favorite episodes are Wild Card Part 1 and 2. Wild Cards Part 1 and 2. But what happens is in the Watchtower, Green Lantern and Hawkgirl are trying to hack into bank records. They get into an argument. Lantern points out that Hawkgirl only behaves like this when they're alone, though she denies it. Batman confronts a television network for selling armor to Government Entertainment, telling them that it's actually the Joker. Joker is once again voiced by the great Mark Hamill. Come on, when voice Joker, you gotta have Mark Hamill. Who probably won't do it no more because sadly Kevin Conroy's passed away by now. I mean, there's other than actors that have good voices for the Joker, but Mark Hamill will always be. And you have Harley Quinn in this episode too, voiced by Arlene Sorgon. I can't say her name right. I'm sorry. Fucking sue me. Sorry. But she passed away, I think, last year as well. Good actress. She's the best Harley Quinn. This is the best version of Harley Quinn in Batman the Animated Series and in this episode. Yeah, get Margaret Robbie, horrible actress, the worst Harley Quinn ever, in my opinion. Anyway, they shut off the channel before the Joker goes near. Yeah, Joker has bought the same amount of airtime on all the other channels. Broadcasts his own reality television show from Las Vegas. Uh, he was able to trick the network by using his poison, his laughing gas on some people, giving them a smile. And he tells them that he has these bombs that Justice League can disarm. If anybody else tries, he'll detonate it immediately. The bomb is set to go off in just under 23 minutes. Joker gives them a time. Joker also planned a large number of. I can't do Mark Hamill, folks. I'm sorry. Only he can do that great voice of the Joker. This is so cool. I can't do it. I'm not going to even try to imitate it. He said these cameras are ready to keep track of the league's moves. People flee the city in a panic, save one for a woman who just says, I'm trying to win the jackpot here. With Lee, which is Superman, Batman, Hot Girl Lantern, and Flash. Wonder Woman was not in this episode. They arrive and Superman quickly locates the bomb, but they get tapped by Joker's own squad, which is the Royal Flush Gang, as they battle Lee. They're basically a group of five kids born with superpowers. They're taken from their families and by the government, teenagers to be trained as superhuman human weapons. And so Joker came and freed them. Yeah, Batman defeats the League only to find it fake. Superman scans the ship, finds 25 bombs, which is under 14 minutes. Superman's able to scan and use his X-ray vision on the city, find the 25 bombs, and the time is going down. The League splits up to disarm the bomb. The gang usually pop to hinder their efforts. Batman manages to, while in a fight with one of the characters named Jack, he has stretch powers, able to, Batman's able to talk him into it. Superman just has to fight Ten, who has super strength like Superman. All he cares about is beating up Superman. And Harley Quinn's in an airplane and helicopter watching all the action. Superman and Ten fighting moves into the club Green Lantern, who has found another bomb. However, before he can begin to disable it, Queen arrives, attacks him from behind. She uses her powers to create spikes, forms a shield with a ring, and able to destroy the metal. Queen then creates a metal armor suit and begins to battle him using a sword until Hawkgirl arrives and yeah, this is power she can grab metal and stuff and control metal, kind of like Magneto from X-Men. Hawkgirl knocks her unconscious. Leonard begins to disarm the bomb, but he and Hawkgirl soon get into another argument. Hawkgirl advises him that it might be better if the bomb's don't Lantern replies that he doesn't know if he can contain the blast. Joker and Ace are watching. Ace is this girl who can control you by looking at your mind or make you go insane. He's like, oh, I realized the romantic tension between them. However, he notices, not on my show, and presses the detonator from the bomb. Hey, beat Lantern. And Hawkgirl's like, John! And thinks that he might die. And then we get into part two, where Fanatic Hawkgirl reaches for the wreckage. Flash wants to help out, but Batman's like, no, you stay. We need to find that bomb. Still fighting Jack, though, Batman manages down a helicopter carrying Harley Quinn. Batman plays on her jealousy by Joker's affections for Ace. He's able to use that. With only a few minutes remaining, though, Superman holds off Ten and King. Flash tries to disarm it, but Joker distracts him. With 1 second left, Flash grabs the bomb. He runs, tries to find the bomb. But Joker's able to, he's able to grab the bomb really fast around there. He gets his data, but just as it explodes. The Joker applauds the lead success, but then reveals the horrific true nature of his plan. Ace has a blessed gaze. This gaze that drives people insane by just looking at them. And people on the TV and Superman Flash are like, 67 million people are now watching. And Joker will love the world to just be mad and crazy as he is. Like, it won't work on me because I am already crazy. But I want the whole world to be crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Joker will love the whole world to be mad, just like he is. Harley is furious, arrives at the studio, and she's like, no, how you know when he's able to calm Harley down, gives her a hug, is like, you idiot, you let enemy slaps and upstairs. Like, well, tough love. Batman corners Joker, but he gets disabled by Ace. Joker attacks him, kick him while he's, literally kicking him while he's down. He's like, he's Batman's down. He made Batman, mess with his Batman. Was like, ah, and Joker's able to give a bit of a beating to Batman a little bit, almost preparing to kill him for once and for all. Batman pulls something out of Joker's pocket, the mind control headband that Ace. That Ace's government handle used to prevent her seeing it. Ace is enraged and turns her powers on Joker, driving him into a catatonic state. Ace walks out. Batman is too weak to follow her and just lets her go. Upon in the watchtower, Hawkgirl responds to Batman and Lantern. She tries to apologize for disobeying him, but Batman cuts her off. No, she did the right thing. Hawkgirl goes to check on Lantern, and Lantern's okay. And John's like, I think it's time that we have feelings for each other. But when John admits he knows that she feels the same, she allows them to discuss their feelings, and they do. She's like, John, we work together. They can't worry about each other. John points it's already a little late, and that's for the reason Hawkgirl states that they're no different from each other, and she's an alien, where John himself is human. And they basically, he takes her mask off, but John takes Hawkgirl's mask off. Yes, this is a mask that Hawkgirl's wear, but he takes off. She's very beautiful, and the two share a kiss. And then after they share their kiss, you have back in, you have the old woman that wins the jackpot finally on the slot machine. All right, guys. Yes, I know we're 2 hours in. Yeah, the next are 3 part episodes, but I'm gonna finish here soon. We're almost done. Yes, I promise you, you won't see too many long videos like this. But the next 3 episodes, part 3 episodes, are Star-Crossed Part 1, 2, and 3. Yes, this is the last and final episode of Justice League until we got Justice League Unlimited, which I'm not going to talk about, by the way. This is when they get betrayed by one of their own. I said spoilers and had, yeah. But the Justice League, they're taking out a conference of world leaders based on the tip Batman received that Harrison, may occur. Superman asks Clark Kent. He's watching the conference from the inside around the press corps. Outside, John Stewart steals a few seconds to flirt with Hot Girl. He's like, aren't you supposed to be working? And gives her a kiss. they flirt with each other. Suddenly, a great menace appears in the sky. An alien battleship that opens fire. None of the U.S. military weapons can hurt it. Lee attempts to counterattack, but even there, no match for the battleship's weapons. They regroup. It crashes. Then Hugger recognizes it's the Victoria ship as one of her people, the Targaryens. The ship's commander, Hiro, asks to meet with Earth's leaders. He reveals that Hawker has been lying to her teammates all along. That she didn't arrive on her accident, nor is a ship nor is she a law enforcement officer. Actually, she's a lieutenant, a spy on the Lithuanian military, and was sent to Earth as an evidence scout and somewhat of an ambassador. Which kind of upsets Lee. Like, really, you lied to, especially John Stewart, who, they just finally got into a relationship. You know, Thanagar, he goes further to explain that Thanagar has explains for that decades. Thanagar has been at war with a vicious alien race called the Gordians, who have targeted Earth for invasion. You know, John Stewart is even suspicious about it. Even sees the dude that Hot Girl and I don't know, they're basically betrothed to each other. They're like married. You know, he completely says, "Well, okay, I'm gonna go do this." Just walks away. He gets heartbroken by it though. Meanwhile, though, Superman and Wonder Woman are speaking with the world's leaders. Batman finds John and offers words, saying maybe that's why you shouldn't get involved. But hey, you did. You liked him. He realizes how hard it is. Flash attempts to come in to say something, but he's like, okay, well. Even though John Jones tries to say that she's been alone for all these years. John asks John why he never shared his mind, to which John replies that he never could. And then the further is that he can't read any of the Targaryen's minds, much to Batman's suspicion. Batman does find their suspicion, saying that they want to help them out. They want to build like a barrier, like a shield from those who are attacking. But Batman is suspicious, so he starts to investigate. Having seen the power of the Gordian ship, Earth leaders feel they have no choice, and they, take their offer. Batman's suspicion of their circumstances examines the remains of the dead Gordian. Finds out all the Gordians were dead long before the ship appeared on Earth, meaning the attack was a ruse to gain Earth's trust and thus. Tucker Lily had a secret agenda. Batman sneaks on board the Ethereum mothership disguised as a delegate before it delivered away from the main group, entering the commander center. Batman overhears a communication between Tucker and the leaders of Thanagar. The Guardians are closing in on their now homeworld, and actually nowhere near Earth. Gregor finds Batman and brief the issue between Batman and some fight. Gregor manages to knock Batman out, but Batman can inform Wonder Woman what's going on. Diana contacts Superman to warn him. They fight, but then the Watchtower is attacked. They get attacked because Hawk Girl, who betrayed them by thinking that they're just here to help, you know. They turn on the Justice League, destroy the jail, and Hawk Girl sees firing on them and stops her. Superman, Flash, and John Jones, Green Lantern battle the Thanagarians who defeat all except GL. John Jones unconscious. Superman is down by a krypton energy beam. Flash is hit with a Yoda beam, which weakens him. GL tries to fly away with his teammates, but Kruger sails into the force shield. John tries to fight his way through, but Hogwarts shows up, tricking him into lowering his power ring, then knocks him out. So I'm sorry, John, then hits him with the maze, knocks him out, betrays them as he's knocked out. And him and Gregor are looking at John as he's passed out unconscious. Then we get into part 2 of the episode. We're getting there, folks. The League is taken prisoner and able to transport to a holding facility. And Superman looks like traitor, you know. They put Superman in a red sun radiation, which takes away his powers. John Joe's in the field to take his powers away. Flash in the heavy gravy field, arid field, and Wonder Woman torso lashed to a pillar. John and Batman's hands and wrists are handcuff style. A detective warns Earth that the Thuggerers are in the planet, and Justice League is in custody. Hawkgirl on the job well done. Krager shows the League where the shuttle would ask them. Krager is suspicious of her sympathies, though she seems to regret it. Shairia, you know, I think it's a real name. Hawkgirl's real name. This guard delivers prison food to Diana, and she tells her she basically says, "Why don't you try to feed it to me?" And then she knocks the guy out, is able to get untied, get Batman out of there. Everybody's him. Batman downs a guarded by Flash's cell, and once released, Flash finds the guards and unlocks Batman's wrist. Batman and Flash help the weakened Superman and John Jones out of their cells. Flash frees John, who uses a restraint. Bludgeon. Superman throws. Yeah. Superman takes Batman and grabs Flash, while Diana takes John. Legend they escape through the breach. The League of Lude, the Thinkers, they go back to the city, back to Earth. They down civilian clothes, basically because Batman's like, I know who you all are, Wally. That not very on, but Wally West and Clark Kent, and so they go in disguise as civilians as their alter egos. Uh, he goes as Bruce Wayne, of course, and Diana just goes undercover. They put someone puts like a hat over her. Her and Bruce share a kiss to distract them. Um, John and Wally, Flash, by the way, the Flash, Wally West, they're demanding CIDs, they're taking control of people, like guarding them, and it's kind of like you have a curfew and you gotta show ID when you're going to places, and they don't have their ID, they don't want to shut the Justice League until Wonder Woman kind of attacks a little bit, but Batman warns her not to do that. Bruce warns her not to do that. Diana, we gotta keep our identity safe. But before they get caught, though, uh, John Jones is covered as a man, you know, shapeshifts to a man. He didn't do that again. Uh, Superman as Clark Kent was like, so the Daily Planet tries to talk to them and distracts them to get on the train. But anyway, they all go to they hit for Gotham City, 30 miles, Wayne Manor. You see Alfred here, and John and Wally are late, and Alfred brings them in. He's like, I watched the Master since he was in diapers. He's like, you're a guest, sir. Yeah. Well, Hooker Tucker, by the way, reveals his scars physically, mentally, that he's something against the humans, against people, that he wants to rebuild the Thanagon by destroying the Earth, killing all the people on it, so that Thanagar can live. And even though, you know, Hawkgirl seems that Shire seems that he seems insane, that this is no excuse to destroy an innocent world. The rest of the league bring John and Wally up to speed. They're trying to figure out why the Xenagars are reality on Earth. Clark points out it's obviously not to protect them, but Wonder Woman is confused. If Earth isn't any danger, then why are they building the Force Shield? Bruce mentions that they might be able to force shield. And John brings wondering what they were building. Suddenly, much to everyone's surprise, Hot Girl reveals herself. She can tell them the Thanagar's plan. She does. And Bruce just tells her, get out. And they're all just mad at her. And then they want to crush her. But she explains to them how Girl and John talk together a little bit, but she leaves. She asks John why isn't he leaving. He replies the last time he let his guard down, he started punched him. Hot Girl if it wasn't personal, but John doesn't believe her. Hot Girl only admits that she did what she thought was right then, just as she feels the warning. I guess she assumes that they were just trying to help them out, trying to make Earth a better place. That their guards were down, that they needed more place. Because she finds out how her husband, her mate, or whatever, her was, Hera, whatever the hell his name is, Gregor, whatever the freaking name is trying to kill a bunch of people. You know, trying to kill the entire Earth. This is when she comes back, and snaps out of it. But unfortunately, Gregor planted a bug on her, and they find out what she was up to, and they unmask her, and they capture her, take her mask off, put her in a prison. Yeah, and Hero knocks Gregor out, punches him, and says, "Next time, mind your own business, Gregor." Then he seems to attack Wayne Manor. Wayne Manor fights with Hot Girl. As they put on their costumes, Batman's able to get some of the bats bite and attack them. The bats literally bite and attack them. And Alfred has to clean up the mess, and they try to, John Jones is reading Krieger's mind how to control the ship. Wally Flash is playing around, pushes the button, nearly pushes the button, and Bruce, Batman's like, "Don't do that again," you know. And they leave one of the videos, on the Wayne field, on the Wayne Manor lawn. And he's like, why does he have to leave trash on the lawn, Master Wayne? Superman and Wonder Woman battle the Thanagar's fighters. Lantern breaks into the ship. As Wonder Woman fights her way through the other parts of the ship, she passes Hot Girl. She's like, I should let you burn. But she passes, the force field off. Hot Girl chooses her side, and her and Lantern fight. You know, Hot Girl, Green Lantern, John Stewart, and Green Lantern, and fights Hero, and he's like, "You think you can get me, little man?" He's like, And I liked it when Green Lantern told him, "Kiss my ass." Hot Girl appears though, and fights her ex-fiance. Lantern, Green Lantern attacks Total, who is very weak from the previous fight. Lantern taunts him. He swings his axe, dodges away. He hits the force shield. Taka is knocked and the ship drops. The shields drop, allowing Lantern the force shield with Shuri's help. Superman streaks out the watchtower as Batman overcome by the beaten smoke. Station is low. Superman breaks in and pulls Batman free just before it hits, destroying the generator and basically defeating their plan. Lantern and Hot Girl are confronted by Thurgan soldiers. One of them runs to help. She's like, anyone else want to fight? You know. And Hanagar realizing, Kellar, uh, Hot Girl's ex-fiance is like, wait a minute, we've lost. No more fighting. We're done. We're gonna leave. Just gives up. At Wayne Manor, though, Hot Girl watches a news report with a baby's heartache. The League are debating whether to allow her to remain. Serving her some tea, Albert tells her that, regardless of what the others decide, that her actions saved Earth as a great personal sacrifice. I was just like, I will contribute, you're a hero for that. That's what I love about Alfred. His words can be very inspiring. I'm sorry, well, encouraging. And she just sum up my comfort in that. But in the conference room, Flash and Wonder Woman are the strongest for against the votes. Wonder Woman votes against Hawkgirl, arguing that she betrayed them and revealed their weaknesses. Flash boasts that Ella stays, pointing out that Hawkgirl came through in the end, as she always done, and was stuck in the ultimate no-win situation. John agrees with the Flash. Flash stable mom thing. I'll mention they are all Hawkgirl has left. Superman feels for Hawkgirl, but reveals that everything that happened he doesn't know if he could ever completely trust her ever again. Lantern is quite upset, with what's going on. Batman speaks up, and they're basically just having a meeting. Hawkgirl is still waiting nervously. And then, finally Alfred says, they were to see you. But Superman's about to announce the decision, but Hawkgirl, I think that we're going to keep her on. I was suspecting, but she doesn't want to know. But Hawkgirl, Shira says, she just says, as of now, I'm resigning from Justice League. I'm done. I quit. John Jones and Superman say that it's their duty to rebuild the league. But Flash, stops her. So that was sad and he gives her a hug. Yeah. But that's not when Man or John has a brief emotional moment with her. He's not sure where, but she's gonna leave. With no secrets, no lies. Oh, his question of her love. She says one last time that she's like, John, I love you. And she flies away. You see John in tears. You know, it's the moment. You know, John, crying his tears is like, I love you too. You know. And then the episode ends there. But very sad, emotional episode. Seeing Hawkgirl become the hero. Yeah, she was hot tempered, but she was a spy. She did somewhat betray them, but she thought she was doing it for the right reasons. I mean, it's wrong what she did. But I guess she decided to quit the league because for what she did, she didn't feel like she should be on the team. I think she kind of just wanted to go on her own and find out what she needed to do for herself. That's what I'm expecting. But it was a good episode, you know, about trust and teamwork. Really good season. But that's the end of Justice League season 2. Okay, we're done. Okay. This video is going way too long. I'm sorry, folks. But yeah, don't worry. This is the last season. So, but anyway, let me get my final opinion on this really quick. Take me a few seconds here. Yeah, those were all the episodes. Like I said, there are 2 parts, so that's why it took me a little long. Yeah. But I love going in depth on it because I love talking about this show. It's a great show. Definitely, this is a classic TV series. I love Justice League Season 2. I thought it was really good. I think the first 2 seasons, I think Season 1, I probably like better. But I think they're both good seasons. I think they're both really good seasons. They have good storylines, you know, about them having to learn how to work as a team and dealing with Hawkgirl's betrayal, you know, learning to be a team, and some good stories in the episodes as well. Really good stories as well. Except the clips, I didn't care for that, but a really good guest star. Like I said, you have Michael J. White, Michael J. White, Tracy Walters, some good guest appearances. Mark Hamill, come back to the voice of Joker, Harleen Joker. I can't say her name right. Sorry, sue me. And Michael Ironside as Darkseid. Corey Barton coming back as Brainiac. Really good voice casting here as well. But anyway, yeah, I did enjoy Justice League Season 2. This was a lot of good episodes. It's very entertaining. It's a good show to watch. It sucks. I don't like Justice League Unlimited, so I'm not going to talk about that unless somebody pays me to talk about it someday. But anyway, I'm just kidding. Maybe someday if I do pay Power Quest, yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love to do that. But for now, we're not going to do that. But Justice League Season 2, really excellent season. I loved it. My rating for the season, I'm going to give it a thumbs up for Justice League Season 2 and 4 to 5 stars for my rating for this season. Good show, good animation, good action, and good storylines they put in here. So, you know, really, excuse me, really well done in my opinion. But guys, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of Justice League Season 2 in your opinion? Do you like it or do you hate it? Or if you've seen the show, what's your favorite episode of Season 2? What are some of your favorite Justice League episodes, if you have any? And who's your favorite Justice League member? Mine is, of course, Batman. But let me know who's your favorite member of the Justice League. Is that Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, or the Flash? So who's your favorite of all the 7 members? Yeah, I do wish that they would have made season 3 or season 4. I think they could have continued the show. But again, I think it got canceled because some of these episodes now they're not Story-wise, some of the characters are not that interesting, or some stuff maybe not interesting to people at the time. Maybe because we had some superhero movies coming on at the time, like U.S. Spider-Man 2, and I guess people were more interested at the time in the live-action superhero movies than watching animated shows. So they probably lost some amount of good viewers for this show. That's probably why it got canceled. I mean, when you don't have enough viewers watching the show anymore, or lose interest, then the show gets canceled. That's what happens with a lot of TV shows, though, when people just lose interest. But Justice League season 2, excellent season. I do wish that we had a season 3 or season 4. I think it deserved it, in my opinion, because it's a great show, really awesome show, classic TV show. So, guys, if you've seen the Justice League show, and I hope you enjoyed me talking about it, and no more Justice League episodes after this. No, that's just Scam Lightly trying to call me. No, yeah, no, I ain't doing that. But anyway, Justice League season 2, 4 to 5 stars is my rating for season 2 of Justice League. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think of it. What are your favorite episodes of this season? And who's your favorite Justice League member? Tell me in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh, and stay tuned. I will be reviewing. So I want to say one thing. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Enjoy turkey. Enjoy food. Enjoy moments with your family. Have a great Thanksgiving, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. And after Thanksgiving, as soon as we get into December, my plan, as I like to do Christmas reviews on my YouTube channel, my other channel, which I'll share on this channel as well. This year, I'm going to review. We're starting Chevy Chase. Uh, that is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Yeah, and then I'm gonna review We Wish You Turtles Christmas. So probably a rant, but this will be a positive because I do enjoy this one. So this will be my next review. And then when we get back to superhero movies, we're still in the 2000s era of superhero review. We're starting with Justice League: The New Frontier. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks for watching. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye. Have a good day. Bye.